And I'm just excited. I'm just thankful that he has answered the call. Amen. That he's answered and at least stepping out in faith. Amen. Because it's not easy. Trust me. I know it's not easy. But you know what? When we step out in faith and we yield to what God has called us to share or to speak, he will use that. He'll work through that. Amen. So, amen. Love you, brother Kevin. Love you too. Hey, do you want this? Yeah. I mean, do you want this? Yes. Let him use you. Yes.
It's pretty good, pretty good. Just like to say thank you guys for coming out. Get everything set up. I'll be reading from Psalms today, 63, starting with verse 1. O God, you are my God. Early will I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh longs for you in a dry and thirst land where there is no water. So I have looked for you in the sanctuary to see your power and your glory. Then verses, this indicates faith in God, but also faith. Let me redo that. This indicates faith in God, but also face a time of trouble, expressing intense desperation, longing for God's presence. Reflecting on God's faithfulness paints a picture of loving guardian who keeps us in his care, ensuring that harm can touch us when we are in his presence. Harm can't touch us when in I gotta slow down. Harm can't touch us when we're in his presence. This assurance is not just for the physical realm, but extends to our well-being. Comparing the need for spiritual communion to a physical thirst for water in a dry land. The dry and thirst land represents a desperate spiritual or physical need where only God can satisfy my soul. I have learned that when I seek him, it means I'm prioritizing God's first. In the wilderness of life, we often find ourselves searching for a substance that truly nourishes our spirit. In a moment of deep yearning, expressing a profound truth that love and worship are intertwined in our quest for meaning. Just as I thirst for God's presence, we too call to seek the divine in our daily lives. The longing for connection is not merely about physical survival, but also about abandoning abundant life filled with purpose and joy. When I decide myself to worship, I cultivate a love that transcends circumstance and allows me to express the fulfillment of life. I have learned when I start my day with God and also thirsting for his connection and meditating in his word to have that full connection with God, loving and trusting his word at all times. Being in the sanctuary and longing for Him, I can get God's power and glory, and it will begin to show a desire to move beyond needing. Help to experience beauty, the beauty of God. His presence is better than life because God profound love that He has for us. True satisfaction comes from worshiping God regardless of the circumstance, whether happy or sad or whatever we're going through. We have we have to thirst for God. I have to count it all joy because God will always be there, even in my fears, loneliness. We will find comfort and satisfaction in God rather than focusing on any problem that we have. So I read a little couple of more scriptures from Psalm 63 and 4 and 5. Thus I will bless you while I live. I will lift up my hands in your name. My soul shall satisfy as with marrow and fatness, and my mouth shall praise you with joyful lips. Okay, so then he said in Isaiah 55 and 6 and 7, seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. The promise is sure because God's grace is unfathomable. Also in the word, he said in Psalms 105 and 4, look to the Lord and strengthen. Seek his face always. That's what I got. That's what I ended with. Anybody want to add anything or? Possible. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
You just, amen, you just caused the devil to be confused.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
gave that boy a black eye.
You know,
Yeah.
that psalm that you read, it's a psalm that David wrote when he was in the wilderness.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was in the wilderness, and we know by David's story that he knew God, but he still wanted to know him even better.
Come on, come on.
He still had a desire to know him in a greater way, in a greater capacity. Right? He's talking about being thirsty, about being thirsty for his presence, and he's expressing his relationship the relationship that he has with his father, with God. Dude, David was the black sheep.
Yeah.
David was a black sheep. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. And in some point or another, in some experience or another, we can relate that David was a black sheep. David was the one that was kept at a distance. And I think in some way or another, we can all relate, to that. Maybe not in that exact same way, but in some type of way or
Some type
another.
of way, yeah.
But David didn't. He used that as an opportunity to build his relationship with
Oh,
God.
God. Yeah.
He could have sat out there and had a pity party.
Yeah.
Out in the fields, out there in the pastures.
Yeah.
He could have sat out there and felt sorry for himself. But he chose God. He chose the things of God. He chose the Spirit of God.
Yes.
And he built himself up in God. And did it, I mean, come on, everything around him was telling him otherwise. That he will never be used, or that he'll never accomplish anything great. And what did he do? After God's perfect timing brought him forth,
Yes.
right? But it was all in preparation. He was being prepared out there.
Yeah, he was.
So if you're going through something that you feel like you're in the wilderness, or you feel like, man, no one else can understand, don't use it as an opportunity to have self-pity. Don't use it as an opportunity to call out to God.
Right.
That's probably why you're there.
Amen.
Because he's wanting us to look up and say, here I am. I don't know how to do this, Lord, but I know you do.
Right.
And I choose you. And that's, I'm telling you, it's like, yes, it might feel like rock bottom, but it's actually, that's actually a blessing, because you can't go further down. You can only go up. When you look up, but you have to look up. We can't keep looking down and going down after we've hit rock bottom. But I just love that, because it's just like in any relationship. If you build a relationship with God, that desire for him will grow. Just like any desire, right? And just like any relationship. Just like a relationship with our that we've had in the past, or maybe have one now. For myself, even like for my wife. As that relationship grew, my desire for her grew. Man, I wanted to be around her. I wanted to be with her. There was nothing that she could ask that I wouldn't be willing to do.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with God, I'm telling you. And I know that it don't always look like it, but we don't walk by what we look at or what we feel. We walk according to what God's truth says about you. About you. And it's just a blessing. That's a blessing. Thank you, Brother Kevin. That's a good word, because the Bible says we have to be the salt of the earth, right?
Yeah.
And what is the salt? What does salt do? It
Preserve.
preserves.
Enhances the flavor.
And it enhances the flavor.
Come on.
But it makes thirsty.
Yeah.
It makes you thirsty.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
when we reflect, when we are the salt of the earth, it'll make the world thirst for him, for God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we're not reflecting ourselves, we're reflecting
Oh,
Christ.
gosh.
When we're reflecting his grace and his mercy. But we have to understand that opposition is going to come.
It's going to come.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure, I know Brother Joshua, you did a great job on Thursday, man. It was a blessing. But I'm telling you, if you're preaching on joy, guess what's going to come against you?
Oh, yeah.
Things that's
It's
not
gonna
going to cause you to be
joyful.
joyful. Right? I'm
Yes.
sure you've already started to feel that up.
Always.
Well, always, but I'm
I
just
make
saying.
it a rule.
Even,
Whenever I'm going to preach or talk,
oh, be ready
what
for
I'm
that
gonna experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if you're
Yeah.
preaching on joy, guess what?
Yeah.
Everything that's going to try to everything that the enemy's going to
Steal
throw everything to steal your
Yeah.
joy, because he wants to make you believe that what you said is not true.
Not true, yeah.
He wants you to try to doubt, but
Yeah.
the devil is a liar.
Yes.
The devil is a
Yes.
liar, and you're preaching on attack, being prepared for the distractions of the opposition, even your own voice, even your own natural mind, can try and talk you out of what God has spoken to you. Amen. So, I don't know. Just be encouraged today. That's a good word on being thirsty and using the opportunities that the enemy tries to throw at you. Use them as opportunities to glorify God. Right?
Yes.
To glorify God, to be in His presence.
Yes.
The Bible says to cast all our cares upon Him, for He cares for us. We can carry that sometimes. We can carry the cares. We can carry them. We can carry the cares of finances, the cares of our children. And we have to learn to leave them in God's hands.
Yeah.
Because if not, we'll be distracted and weighed down by them. Yeah. And yes, we're to, of course, God gives us the wisdom and how to address things too. Yeah. But anyway.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man.
No problem. No problem.
Yes.
No problem.
This is